Governor Obiano says ABGA manifesto rooted in Igbo agenda, calling for continuous support. National Orientation Agency begins mobilization of voters at ward levels today. President Buhari declines assent to 5 different bills. Ghana's base ammunition depot witnesses series of explosions sending shrapnels into homes. Good morning and welcome to the news at 7. I am David Okpokwasile. Governor Willie Obiano says the All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA remains the party to beat in the coming 2019 general elections. The governor stated this during a thank you rally to the people of Onitsha North and South Council areas, being his first rally in the area since the last election in the state. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana reports that the governor was received at Achebe Stadium Fege and Tobi Bazu Stadium Onitsha by ABGA faithful and candidates.
According to Governor Obiano, a vote for the party is not lost, as it has remained people-oriented in its programs and policies. He said that the party's manifesto is one that is rooted in the Igbo agenda, soliciting for more support. The national chairman of ABGA, Ozombu Victor Oye, pointed out that the party has come to stay, calling on Ndi Igbo to remain vigilant during the forthcoming elections to ensure that their votes count. The state chairman of ABGA, Sir Norbert Obi, called on Ndi Igbo to forge a united front and voice out their aspirations under ABGA to save the region from marginalization and other challenges bedeviling it. The rally climaxed with the presentation of ABGA flags to different candidates contesting for different positions in the council areas. From the Tobi Bazu Stadium, Onitsha, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The State Directorate of National Orientation Agency, NOAA, has said it will commence a simultaneous mobilization of voters in the 21 council areas in all wards of the state today. The State Director of the agency, Barrister Charles Nwoji, stated this at the flag-off of the campaign against invalid votes held at the Oka South Council headquarters, Amobia. Correspondent Daniel Ezigbo was at the function and now completes the report.
The one-day education campaign against invalid votes in the upcoming 2019 general elections was organized for stakeholders in the electoral process, including civil society groups, representatives of political parties, paramilitary agencies, women groups, and town union leaders, amongst other participants. Speaking on the necessity of the proposed program, Barrister Nwoji noted that the simultaneous voter mobilization will focus on eliminating the incidence of invalid votes, vote buying and selling, as well as ensuring the conduct of violence-free elections in Anambra State.
This voter education campaign has 3 levels. 1, vote buying and selling. 2, elimination of void votes. 3, ensuring violence-free elections. But our gathering here today is primarily to discuss the issue of void votes.
In an address on critical voter information for citizens' active participation in 2019 general election, with special emphasis on elimination of void votes, the State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Nkwachuku Oji, represented by the Commission's Public Relations Officer, Lady Nneka Eluogu, said the event was crucial because of the vital role of voter education in electioneering, and stated that the INEC will also commence ward-level distribution of voter cards in the state to ensure that no voter is left behind in the voting process.
The purpose of this, I would say that INEC is quite ready. We are almost in our amber zone, getting close to the red zone in preparation for the election.
The Deputy Director, Programs of NOAA and President General, Nnokwa Progress Union, Sir Joseph Uchendo, argued that the endpoint of the sensitization is a painstaking adherence to the vote-casting rules by the voters, especially those at the rural levels, and said that the agency is poised for efficient voter education that crisscrosses all electioneering phases.
Our people should be very painstaking in that process, in the electoral process. That is all we're preaching. So it will be a great wastage of time for one to collect your PVC, wait under the sun and everything, wait all this while. And when you are going to complain, you complain improperly or invalidly.
The one-day voter education program had interactive sessions in the feature of questions from participants on complex electoral issues and related topics, as well as short dramas to drive home the central message of the program. In Oka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
More Nigerians have continued to bear their minds on the need to properly equip the Nigerian armed forces to tackle the numerous security challenges facing the country. This is as the Nigerian Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Nigerian Legion, government functionaries, students, and people from various walks of life converged on Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Oka, to mark the end of the Armed Forces and Remembrance Day celebration. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata was there for the ABS and now reports.
It's an annual event to honor and commemorate members of the Nigerian Armed Forces who fought during the Nigerian Civil War, First and Second World Wars, and those who risked and continue to endanger their lives for the territorial integrity of the nation. The day was initially marked on the 11th of November every year, but was changed to every 15th of January in commemoration of the surrender of Biafran troops to the federal troops on 15th January 1970, which signaled the end of the Nigerian Civil War that tended to tear apart the unity of the country. Bearing in mind, the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adenoba, said that Armed Forces Day is significant in the sense that they laid their lives for the peace and progress of the country and as well responsible for protecting the lives and property of the citizenry.
So we have our brothers and sisters who every minute of the day lay down their lives for not only the peace and prosperity of Nigeria, but indeed of the world. So, it's the most heroic act to fight so there will be peace, so there will be prosperity.
The Managing Director of Oka Capital Territory Development Authority, Venerable Amechi Okwosa, explained that the day calls for sober reflection, especially at this time of crisis.
It calls for reflection, especially at the time of crisis and at the time of trying to keep safety in this state and in the entire nation.
For the State President of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Chief Damian Okeke-Ogene, and Managing Director, Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra, Osha Brigade, Mr. Pat Obiefuna, called on federal government to provide the armed forces with sophisticated equipment to fighting terrorists.
Oh, without army, what are you talking of a nation? They are the pillars of the chief defense of the nation. So we must regard our army and respect them, provided they are doing their job professionally.
21-gun salute rented the atmosphere immediately after the laying of wreath by Governor Obiano and other personalities, while release of pigeons, 2-minute silence, short prayers, and blowing of last post revel featured at the event. From Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Oka, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
A week long of activities marking the 10th year anniversary of the inauguration of Amaechi Diocese and the consecration of Pioneer Bishop of the Diocese, Right Reverend Ephraim Ikako, has been concluded with a Thanksgiving service at the Cathedral Church of St. Andrew's, Amaechi, Nnewi South Local Government Area. Chidemi Kanyo was there and now reports.
Anniversary service was well attended by the creme de la creme in the society, including Governor Willie Obiano, top government officials, politicians, industrialists, host of bishops, both from the state and beyond, clergymen, students, amongst others. Delivering a sermon, the Archbishop Metropolitan and Primate of all Nigeria, Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, while congratulating Bishop Ikako, the clergy and laity of the diocese, for the giant strides in the diocese, urged all to imbibe the spirit of cooperation, brotherhood, humility, and above all, knowing Jesus Christ so as to promote evangelism.
They've been able to move, lay a very solid foundation on which future growth can be built. So I'm very impressed.
In his speech, Governor Obiano, represented by the Managing Director, Oka Capital Development Authority, ACDA, Venerable Amechi Okwosa, said the present administration has been supportive to the diocese and assured them of more unflinching support, going on to urge the gathering to vote wisely and avoid selling their votes.
The state, the Chief Doctor, Mother Botu Obiano, sent
it's one great Mr. I'm wishing them the best, and it's telling them that we continue to be with them, and that we continue to support them.
In an interview, the Bishop of the Diocese, Right Reverend Ikako, thanked God for his grace, faithfulness, and leading over the years. The primate, the people of Amici, and all who have been supportive to him and the diocese, which he said had led to the great achievement in the diocese, assuring that by God's grace, more developmental projects will be cited in the diocese within the next 3 years.
Worship and adoration to God. He has been our helper, He has been our sustainer. Everything you see that can cause success here is just God and nothing but God.
Some of those present at the church service, Chief Godwin Ezemu, the Abga senatorial candidate for Anambra South, Prince Nicholas Okachukwu, and Managing Director, Chisco Group, Chief Chidi Anyebu, eulogized Bishop Ikako for the level of development in the diocese. Presentation of Distinguished Temple Builders Award and recognitions. Presentation of the diocesan publication. Music renditions by the choir. Cutting of the anniversary cake and thanksgiving by Bishop Ikako and family, accompanied by other bishops, friends, and well-wishers, formed the high points of the anniversary service. From Amici in Nnewi South Council area, I am Chidema Ikanyo reporting for ABS News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has again declined assent to 5 different bills transmitted to him by the National Assembly late last year. The National Assembly bills rejected by Buhari are Maritime Security Operations Coordinating Board Amendment Bill 2019 and the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission Amendment Bill 2018. Others are Bankruptcy and Insolvency Bill 2018, Federal Polytechnic Amendment Bill 2018, and the Energy Commission Amendment Bill. Senate President Bukola Saraki, at the resumption of plenary yesterday, read Buhari's letters where he gave reasons for declining assent on the legislation, giving reasons for rejecting the Maritime Security Operations Coordinating Board Amendment Bill 2019. Buhari said, unquote, the proposed amendments will create distortions and duplications with the functions and operations of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. End of quote. Rather, he urged the Senate to focus on passing the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Bill currently before it in order to achieve a more comprehensive review of the operations of the maritime sector. Buhari said he rejected the RMFAC Amendment Bill because it will interfere with and obstruct the smooth administration of revenue-generating agencies of the federal government. He also stated that the bill will confer the powers of oversight of the revenue currently vested in the President and Minister of the Finance to the RMFAC. This, he said, negates the existing provisions of the Section 51 of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria says the Central Bank of Nigeria has approved the compensation for over 550,000 rice farmers affected by the 2018 flood disaster. The national president, Rifan Alhaji Aminu Goronyo, said that CBN Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele directed that the loans of the affected farmers should be restructured for a period of 4 years. Goronyo stated that only the affected farmers under the Rifan CBN ABP model program will benefit from the compensation. He said that the resolution was an outcome of a meeting with the Director Developing Finances of CBN and Rifan Executive. He said Rifan only championed the case of affected farmers under its care, but expressed hope that all registered farmers under the Anchor Borrowers program that were affected would benefit from it. Goroyo said that the bank had also directed that fresh loans should be given to the affected farmers so that they could go back to the field and recover their losses. And now to the foreign scene. Ghana's base ammunition depot, Mission Camp Tema, early yesterday witnessed a series of explosions which sent shrapnel into the homes of residents within its vicinity. The explosion at the armory, which is the base of the 1st Infantry Battalion of the Ghana Armed Forces, was triggered by fire. Residents of Besile, Kakasunanka, Afenya were seen fleeing their homes in the dead of the night. One Alimatu Sadia said that around 12 midnight, while she was about retiring to bed, she heard a loud noise. She said she initially thought it was a ladder in her house which had fallen. She said she stepped out only to hear more explosions accompanied with smoke. Another resident who gave his name as Nicholas said he was with his family in their room when they had the huge blasts. Sports now. Rafael Nadal has admitted he got off on a slow start but still finished off Matthew Ebden in rapid fashion to reach the third round of the Australian Open yesterday. The 32-year-old's newly remodeled serve briefly came under pressure from Ebden, aged 31, who enjoyed vociferous home support on Rod Laver Arena before losing 6-3, 6-2, 6-2. The Australian forced 3 break points at 3-3 in the first set, but could convert none as Nadal continued his bid for an 18th Grand Slam championship. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from many parts of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can like us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTelevision. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Before we go, the main points again. Governor Obiano has said that APGA manifesto is still rooted in Igbo agenda, calling for continuous support. National Orientation Agency NOAA will begin mobilization of voters at world levels today. President Buhari has declined assent to 5 different bills. Ghana's base ammunition depot has witnessed series of explosions, sending shrapnels into homes. And that is the news on this hour. I am David Obokwasile. Good morning. Anambra continues right after now.
This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Are you offended? Have you ever been offended? I believe your answer is yes. But if your answer is no, I can promise you one thing. You will be offended at least once in your lifetime. Your children, your superior, your workers, your spouses, your friends, and even your pastors and imams can offend you. My question to you is not who and how many times you have been offended, but what do you do when you're offended? Let me tell you a short story of a couple. One day a couple had a little misunderstanding. The man walked out of the room trying to avoid further confrontations with the wife, but the wife followed him with accusations and insults. The man, still trying to avoid his wife, stepped into his car and drove out of the house angrily. Few hours later, he had a call from the wife. He ignored it. The calls persisted, but he still ignored them. He wondered why she was calling. Perhaps she wants to yell at me again. Well, I won't give her the opportunity to disrespect me this time around, he said. The man finally returned home after several hours, only to find his wife unconscious in their sitting room. The wife was asthmatic. She had a severe asthma attack after the husband left home, but couldn't find her inhaler. She was calling the husband because she needed her inhaler, because she was dying and needed the husband's help. Later that day, she was declared dead on arrival at the hospital. The husband couldn't hold his tears, only if he had answered his phone. What are you doing right or wrong today? Because you're offended. You may be right, but ask yourself if it is worth it. Are you offended? Think again. The danger is that if we allow offenses, it can stop the blessing of God from flowing in our lives. But when we exercise patience and remain focused on the positive things of life, it will turn our situations and circumstances around. David A. Bednar said, To be offended is a choice we make. It is not a common condition inflicted or imposed upon us by someone or something else. Don't be offended.
Long before Governor Willie Anambra Obiano was sworn in his second term in office, the widely acclaimed hard-working governor of Anambra State had devoted some time to brainstorm on what he must do to consolidate on the excellent foundations he laid in his first term in office. Obiano's search for a higher performance led to the convening of the hugely successful Anambra Business Roundtable on the eve of his second term inauguration. The objective of the roundtable was to evaluate the achievements of his first term and retool the strategy for a more resounding second term in office that throbs with legacies.
This event comes to set the tone for my second term in office. Coming from the private sector background, I consider it important that my second term in office should begin with a robust dialogue between our development partners, members of the private sector, policy formulators, and my administration to prosecute ideas that will give us a stronger, bigger, and better Anambra State in the next 4 years.
The roundtable attracted some of the best and brightest thinkers, analysts, development professionals, strategists, and policy experts in active practice today.
We are going to be talking about the future of business. And we're going to appeal to the business people and the investors in the room to consider the opportunities of the future.
The energy and the entrepreneurship in Anambra State is legendary. And everybody, whether they're Chinese, Indian, American, British, what they will always tell you is that the most entrepreneurial people in Africa are the Igbo people. But I do think that Anambra, as a gateway state, has a clear opportunity to be the leading point for innovation, for the creative industries, and for technology. Because you already have leaders globally in these spaces who have an interest to come here and to engage.
The roundtable gave birth to the Anambra Creative Economy Agency, which was established to provide a thriving space for anyone who has a gift of the imagination in Anambra State. The agency, which is headed by Nicholas Okoye, is expected to launch Anambra State into a new phase of wealth that comes from the creative talents of Ndi Anambra.
I am very happy this afternoon to be inaugurating this committee. This team is one of our brightest in the state. With your vast experience individually, collectively, you make the difference. We want the Anambra youth to be fully engaged. It's not only in interventions in tourism and hospitality, entertainment and film industry, news, media and technology, etc. I'm very confident that with this inauguration of this body, we're going to get very great initiatives that the government will fund, and also initiatives that public-private partnership, which is a preferred option, will also fund, and initiatives that the Anambra as a whole will fund. We have very, very well-to-do in the Anambra, all over the country and beyond. And if we articulate in policy a structure that we can sell, I can assure you that most of the funding will be easy to get, either from diaspora or from within and without, majorly the DDIs, direct domestic investment.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm just going to put this away. Alrighty. Remember, files, you have 1 minute to make sure Adekunle gets it. Are you ready? Adekunle, are you ready? Alrighty. Let's begin.
Take it outside, basket. Take it inside, Kuruba. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you for the baddest ruler ever lived. Ladies and gentlemen, street to take over. Iyala ya anybody to buy protest, maybe by who you help. That is the question I have for you.
Olamide. Correct, Olamide it is. However, what's this?
That is the question I have for you. There will be no protest again in the town.
10.
No riot in this
9,
town. Or
8,
else
something higher. 7.
everybody will be arrested.
6 high
Stop
position.
the
high
violence.
Position. 5,
Stop the violence.
4, 3, 2.
Why is this failing me?
1.
I give up.
0. Ding, 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 dong. All right, I'm so sorry you didn't get that. You were so close. This was the scenario. You did get Olamide right, but Olamide, in this case, was the presidency addressing people not to be violent, right?
Made her hard.
A group of protesters.
You should have said, my FIFO. You know that kind of thing?
I mean, I tried my best. I said, stop the violence. Stop the violence. I was shouting.
I know, you did a good job. Now, 1 point for fouls and none for you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we do have one last round. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Born ready.
Alrighty. Now it's your turn again. Alrighty. Really? Really?
I can't see.
No, just focus.
Maybe
Thank
of glasses.
you.
I can't see from here.
Not so
Alrighty.
Okay, I'll make hard too.
Right here. Are we ready?
Are you ready?
Give me a chance. Give me a
Wow.
chance.
Okay.
Are you
right.
ready?
Yeah.
1 minute. Go.
Okay, that is a bus conductor.
Very good. Halfway done.
No be by force to go to Dubai.
Hey, Davido is a bus conductor.
I gave you that one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the winner today, as we just saw, was False the Bad Guy, and it was so much fun. Calm down. We know you're the winner.
He doesn't fight crime or wear a cape. He doesn't read minds or levitate. But every time my world needs saving, he's my Superman. Some folks don't believe in heroes 'cause they haven't met my dad. He loves the Bible and loves rock and roll. He's got a hot rod and a heart of gold. I didn't think he knew how to cry till our dog died that year. He doesn't always say I love you, but I can hear him loud and clear. He built me a house in the arms of a tree. He taught me to drive and to fight and to dream. When he looks in my eyes, I hope he can see that my dad's a hero to me. Oh yeah. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, he built me a house in the arms of a tree. He taught me to drive and to fight and to dream. When he looks in my eyes, I hope he can see that my dad's a hero to me. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Anambra.
Ụtụtụ ọma nọ, ndị Anambra.
It's Good Morning, Anambra, our breakfast TV show on ABS TV, Channel 24.
My name is Iberi Ugunna. To light up your morning with
I am Nonye Nwokoye.
Theophilus Okor.
Chidinma Oranwa.
Ijama Uche. Every morning, weekdays, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
From newspaper reviews
To interactive segments with viewer participation.
News from our studio.
Sports. Entertainment. Join us.
Tune in weekdays, 7 a.m.
Good morning, Anambra, your breakfast TV show, every weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
After all the weekday stress from work, what do you wake up to?
The Weekend Show on ABS TV, Channel 24, with
Oluchi Carlo,
David Opopasele.
The people's opinion and contribution from the streets of Anambra State is Street Waka on the Weekend Show. I am Ogenerumio Government.
Alright people, my name is Amaka Obeje. I get crash every single fun event in town, bring it to you and make you feel like you attended. Just call me Miss Social.
The Weekend Show is educative,
entertaining,
informative.
It's extra everything.
Saturday mornings, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Join us.
The Weekend Show on ABS TV Channel 24, every